I'm a little bit late, everybody, but I think that I am live, and I can't wait to see everybody today. I want to wait until there's at least a few people in chat before I get rolling today. Hmm. Want to drink some water. I think that's one of the pleasures in life that I don't savor as much as I should is that as a kid learning about evolution, um, they make it seem as if, water was like discovered and, you know, human beings found out, ooh, we can drink this, like everything was some type of discovery in nature when, water was actually created specifically for our bodies. And so I always find that to be just a different worldview, right? To start out with, right? Even though it's just a slight little change, right? Um, Even though it's a slight change, it's like going from we discovered water to water was specifically created for me. Really changes how you think about things. So please type in the chat box if you're here, so that I could see if everybody can hear me properly. And then also, I wanted to mention that um, I'm not going to leave the live streams up for a long period of time. I'm going to go ahead and, delete them. I'll leave them up a few days and then I'll delete them. I mean, it sucks because I want to leave some of that work there that I think is good work during, especially times where there's like lessons to be learned, um, just in life in general. But you know, um, it is what it is. Wow, there's really not a lot of you here, unless I'm missing something. Like, I know there's three of you here, and I got 2 likes already, and so people are listening right now. So is there people in chat that I'm not seeing? Maybe I'm not like maybe this is not okay. So I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping because I don't see. Um, yeah, I see you there. I see you there. Thanks, Sheila. Well, at least I'm glad I'm talking to you. It's just weird how YouTube does this stuff, right? Because like, um, you put all the notifications go out, right? And I know analytically how many people I'm supposed to have, right? And who shows up first, right? And um, you know, I understand my pattern, right? And that's why when I don't see somebody, I'll go up to them and say, "Hey, I missed you at the chat." Not to pressure them to come to the chat, right? That's creepy, right? But just to go and let somebody know, "Hey, you were missed today. I missed you today." And whenever you want to come back is fine, but I just want to let you know that your presence not being there, um, you know, it's important. I think I think number one, a lot of people overlook just how much each person means, right? And I think a lot of people don't give the credit to people about, how much their presence is important to the chemistry of the group. And I'm sure that you know this too, Sheila. Is like, um, say you're in a group of like friends or whatever, and all it takes is one person, one new person, right, to either make it you know, a fun group that like you just can't wait to get there because this, one person makes it exciting, right? Or one person could just like really ruin it, and and so every time somebody's not in my chat, right, I don't ever want people to think, okay, well, that I'm like somehow pressuring you to be here. It's more or less just like, oh, okay, well, I just want to let you know that I missed you today. And if everyone else didn't notice, at least I did. And I think it's important to say that. Hey, AJ Blunt. Hey, AJM. Hey, Paula. Oh, I'm glad. See, now, see, this is the regular pattern, right? Like, of people that are coming, right? And I'm glad that you are here, Sheila, first, but it's these notifications when they go out, right? I get used to a pattern analytically, right? And then also, just my own brain, right? How it works, how it functions, right? Is I see patterns in everything, That's just how my brain is. And so, good morning, my sister. I got two AJs in there, but you know, so I did want to wait until a lot of you were here before I started like really getting into things, right? Um, One is, I think, and I'll repeat it, right, is the worldview, right? Starting with like the right worldview is important. And so I made a small point at the very beginning. I took a sip of water and I was like, well, uh, as kids, when they teach us evolution, right? Um, they make it sound like like human beings discovered water and discovered that we could drink it, right, as opposed to this liquid was created specifically for our body, right? And even that slight change, right, in thinking can affect uh, how things sound to you when you read them, right? Say like you read the Bible with that, just that little change, or read the Bible with the fact that the shape of the earth and all that, right? The true shape of the earth. It really opens up everything, right? Like the correct worldview frees you. Uh, I guess the point is if you have a really good foundation of the truth, um, then no matter what path you go, you're gonna know when you're in the truth. It's harder to deceive you the more things you test and the more truth that you find out, right? See, they want to make you think it's the opposite, right? Like, okay, well, if I listen to all these other points of view, I could be deceived, and so, don't listen to anybody that's not saying this, and this. But in reality, right, holding on to an idea and not looking at other things, right? I mean, you might be right. The idea you have might be correct, right? And so you might get lucky in that sense. But holding on to an idea and not listening to any other point of view is how we get deceived. You know what I mean? And so I think a lot of Christians think it's the opposite way. That if they listen to some kind of ridiculous video about something, right, that'll somehow deceive us or deceive other people, you know? And I think that uh, you have to be open and test all things. I mean, the truth is there to protect us, not, you know, not to dig in and grab, right? I mean, yeah, you want to hold on to the truth, right? And you don't want to, what does it say? Buy the truth and sell it not, right? But like, you want to hold the truth close to you because it protects you. But the last thing you want to do is not test things. You want to test everything. Hey, what's going on, Sasquatch? I'm glad you're here. And oh yeah, and so hey, and that's great that you're here too. But because this is why I show so I made that little point about worldview, right? And so I went on a little tangent there, but the reason why I wanted to wait for a few of you to be here was that th- this is what I want for my friends, my my enemies, people I've never met before, my family, right? And so as I'm speaking now, I'm speaking on a blanket statement to everybody, right? But I'm also speaking individually to you, right? Um, I forgive you. I forgive everybody that has ever done anything wrong to me ever. I forgive you. And the reason why I forgive you is because, number one, I'm supposed to. And I was shown a lot of grace from God, right? Jesus forgive me of a lot of things too. And number two, me forgiving you helps me. It frees me from that resentment. And so I really wanted to base today's show on forgiveness. And Sasquatch, you haven't done anything to me. I mean, except for being like I guess you were very I would say kind of distant, but I think you were unsure of me at first. And I think that maybe your scrutiny was turned the opposite way, but you didn't do anything wrong to me. Yeah, I mean, guilty by association, but you know what? I mean, let yourself off the hook. Forgive yourself too, right? All we can do is start today and be better. That's all we can do. And so that's all that anyone can expect of us is anytime I make mistakes, right? And I make a lot of mistakes, and I say things that could be twisted or whatever, right? But when I make mistakes, my only answer is that hey, thanks for pointing that out to me, you know, and I endeavor to be better. I mean, what else can I say, right? Like I was one of those people that if I was like out at like a public event and then someone and I cursed or something and someone said, "Hey, watch your mouth," I would get real defensive about that, right? I would be upset. But now if someone were to yell that, "Watch your mouth," I would just say thank you for letting me know. I can change. Thank you for. I'll change. Thank you. And it really does. Hey, Duff. Oh, Duffy, I'm going to give you a wrench. I was not going to give out any new wrenches, right? Starting now, I'm not giving out any new wrenches. But Duffy is my friend in real life. So if these are the people that can tell you if I walk the walk for real. Well, all you guys are my friends in real life, but I mean, she sees me in the flesh. And so, I think it's good to have people in here that, because I mean, test all things, test me too. I mean, sure, I think we all have things in our lives that we wish could be better. I mean, I had some addiction issues that I had to face in my life, right? And some health issues from not really taking good care of myself because I put others way before myself, right? And Duffy's the same way. But other than that, right? Like, if anyone were to twist anything even worse than that, like, I mean, that's just someone being foul. And so it is what it is. And hey, you know what? I mean, I don't really. I mean, look, here's the thing, Sasquatch, is that when you have a channel when you speak about God, right? Especially when you talk about especially when you share the gospel, right? We get attacked. And that wasn't even the only that he wasn't even the only troll I was dealing with. And so yeah, it sucks. It's I mean, who wants people to talk bad about you, right? But it didn't affect me in a way that oh, look at that, I didn't. So, but it didn't affect me in a way where I'm glad that I was the example and not one of you. right? If I was going to show a lesson on how to deal with that, right? I'm I mean the channel got 10 extra subscriptions, right? The people in the chat were showing me more support than I ever got, right? And I would say we got some new eyes, and I was able to share the gospel about some things, right? And yeah, I mean, trust me, I'm not righteous, that's for sure. I'm just a regular person, you know, and and I there's nothing special about me at all, you know. Like, trust me, I'm not some I'm not some outstanding person living life better than anybody, you know. I just know what I am, you know, and um, finally in life I feel like I fit because now I know that God is real, you know, and I didn't always know that, you know, and it's a relief to me. And so I know my purpose, and I'm not worried about how much I have or what I do for a living or how I look or what people think of me, any of that, right? And so I mean, if anything, the channel benefited from being trolled, you know. And I'm not better than anybody else. Like, I mean, yeah, I would say 90% of those things weren't true, right? And that hurt, but it was so much of it was not true that I couldn't even defend myself because it wasn't even reasonable to start out with. And so whatever. And of course, right, like, you know, people want to put it in your head like, oh yeah, there's going to be people from over there coming here to to infiltrate your thing and gain your trust and whatever. And it's like, whatever. I can't worry about that. I mean, I have God protecting me, you know? Like, so I'm not worried about anything. I just know this, right? Whoever has a wrench now, right? Has a wrench, right? And I had to take away some wrenches only because I was afraid that some people would be used. There'd be pressure on them to use their wrench, you know, in some nefarious way, you know. And so, I mean, I really just kind of removed that from them. If they didn't want to do something negative to me, they didn't have to, and they weren't put in that position, you know. But yeah, look, but we all go through it, right? I mean, we all go through it. And here's the thing: how much power is in it if you're not scared, right? It's only your own fear that could beat you, right? If somebody is far away, right, and what they're saying about you is not true, right? And all you did was set a boundary, and they flip out, right? Well, I mean, how much power does that person really have on you? And then, even if that person was here, I'm bigger than that person, you know? I mean, yeah, I mean, I have some injuries from the military, but I mean, one fight, one day, I like my chances. I'm just, I'm just a humble person, right? So my online persona is a soft guy, you know? And I'm okay with that because I am a soft person, right? And I don't brag about, I'm not really a tough guy, but I mean, I like my chances I mean, I'm not going to stand there and get my ass whooped, that's for sure. And so, like, yeah, it's a learning experience, but it's not even about me because, like, I'm cool. It didn't, I mean, either way, whatever, right? But here's the thing, right? I wanted other people to see the power melt away and the control melt away. And the only reason why more people weren't coming over here is because they were afraid of him, you know? And I don't know why. They're just afraid to leave comments or whatever. And I'll tell you what, I do respect that, you know? Like, I'm not going to make fun of anybody for being afraid or anything like that. Like, I get that, right? But, there's no reason to be afraid, you know? And so, It is what it is, you know. And I feel bad for having to ban some people that, you know, I banned, you know, that were lovely to me, and you know, and hmm. Yeah, you know, and so it is what it is. But you know, my eyes are open. I mean, I'm not gonna assume that just because, you know, people are over here that they have my back. Yeah, and I have a lot of strong women that know a lot about the Bible. I do, you know, and I want for especially my like dating and casual relationships and stuff like that, like 4 years ago. Yeah, I don't watch it. I don't watch it, Sasquatch. I mean, 0 minutes of it. Only, you know, people telling me what's going on over there. Because of course, people. Anytime someone talks about me on the internet, it's my subscriber will text me. I mean, it's pretty crazy how that works. But um, yeah, I mean, but when I gave up, AJ, hey Frack, tell me a little bit about yourself. Do you have a channel? Yeah. Yeah, zero. I mean, come on, man. I mean, yeah, Sasquatch. I mean, it's just even silly to even think about that. And it's like what's crazy is not even like I didn't even say anything negative to the guy. I just said, hey, like don't come here and control things, please, you know. And you know, it's like you almost can't tell him in public. You gotta like say it so uh, how do I say it, like so subtly that you're almost like not even really telling them. You're just like, hey, look, you know, hey, you're a big personality. Just don't come here and take over, you know. And so either way, it's a waste of time to even talk about it. Yeah, but you know what? Like, yeah, I'm not on here like as much as I used to be. But if I want to be on here, I'll be on here. But the thing is that my you know, my little icon or whatever, that's not me. I mean, I'm sitting in my like I live out here. What's up, Joel? How you doing? And Hannah, I didn't know if I said hi. Tom Parker. And so, yeah, I mean, you know, I'm happy to have the group here that is here. I mean, you know, oh, you know him, Sasquatch? This guy, Frank Centurion? You're vouching for him? Okay, okay. If you say he's a great guy. But yeah, so you know, and so I was thinking, right, because you know how on the news, right, they are talking more and more about how, um, you know, non-poked people are, you know, like basically murderers, right, to, um, you know, the people that are poked and have proof of being poked, right? And so, um, you know, with that going on in the world, right, and you know, eventually maybe having us have to take a mark to prove it, right? A mark to buy or sell, right? Um, you know, the jab, right? And so this is what I was thinking, right? Since they're trying to vilify us, right? And say that, you know, hey, we're out here endangering people's lives, right? I think that like if I'm ever put to the test, right? Where people are saying, hey, you know what? It's your fault that we're all scared and this thing won't go away, right? And you're being selfish and blah blah blah. I mean, I would volunteer to be executed. I mean, I would. I know that sounds like I know that that sounds harsh to some people, but I would prefer to volunteer to be executed than do anything that I don't want to do. No, that's serious. I'm not. There's no joke about that. That's real. Like, I think that that is because as soon as you die, you're with God, right? I mean, it's better to be out of your body. I mean, that's no question. I mean, if you didn't want Jesus to come today, right? Then you need to rethink how you feel about God, because it will always be better if God comes. The only thing that there is to worry about, right, is people in your life that aren't saved, right? That you want them to be saved before God comes. That's the only reason to be even um, thinking about it. And so, like, I can't wait to be present with God. And so, I would rather be publicly executed rather than get the jab. And I don't know how many of you guys feel the same way, but I would assume that a lot of people that are at least have like a lot of faith would rather die than have it. You know? Yeah. Hey, you're right on that. Hey, but see, like there was even some doubt in me if this was even the mark, right? Right? Because my mom took it, right? And it broke my heart, right? And so, hey, look, this may not be the mark, but it may also be the mark, man, right? And maybe I'm just in denial just because of the people that I know that have taken it. Or the mark is, going to be based on this kind of thing. Because the way I looked at it is that, like, well, they're going to say, well, you have to carry these cards around or whatever for a while, and then like there'll be some story about how, okay, well, these cards are being counterfeited, and so to stop the counterfeiting of the cards, you're gonna have to have some kind of mark on your arm or forehead. And I'm just saying that, I mean, I'm not taking the jab if it's the mark or not. If you tell me to drink orange juice, if I don't drink orange juice, I don't get my paycheck, right? Well, then where does that end, right? I'm not, even if it's not bad for me, and I'm not gonna do something to get something, right? To put something in my body, whether it's good for me or not, right? Like, it shouldn't be an ultimatum like that. If it's good for me, then what? Why the ultimatum? And so, yeah, I mean, that's what it's all about. I mean, even if someone, Ray of Sunshine, right? Even if someone said, "Hey, drink a cup of coffee, or you don't get paid," you know. Well, you know, that just seems like that just I'm just not gonna go down that road. I think it is a precursor. I think it is a precursor, Paula. Almost to the point where I'm like pretty sure, because I can just see it happening, just in a logical sense, right? Hey Chelsea, how you doing? And so I can follow it out, right, all the way out to its logical conclusion of that being that. And so, yeah, I mean, so okay, so when the flu shot, right, was out, now this was, I would say, I want to say like 30 years ago. It was probably longer than that ago, probably like 5 or 6 years ago. Especially if you're a veteran, you can have the flu shot whenever it comes out. You can have it. It's available, right? And so I never got the flu shot for, like, I just never did. And then one year I got it 3 times because they were giving out like $25 gift cards, and I should have known better. I was a dummy at this time, right? And they were giving out gift cards at Safeway. They gave one out at Walgreens, and I got a flu shot at the VA too. So that's four. That's three of them, right? And I felt like there was bugs crawling on me for, like, I don't know, like a year, man. I mean, to the point where, I mean, I'm calling my mother. Like, oh, you pray for me. I feel bugs crawling on me. I mean, this thing was horrible, right? I mean, I mean, who knows? I mean, could have been some kind of psychosis too, but you put two and two together. I don't want to take anything anyway. let alone if plus this is what's scary to me is I asked him, like, when I was in the hospital, I got pressured every day to take this thing, and to the point where like they would even use some of the patients like against me, right? Like even to that level, where they made me really feel bad about myself. And so I asked one of the nurses, right, who they're supposed to be an expert in this field, right? And they had taken the shot, right? And I said, well, what's in it, right? And I kind of knew what was in it, right? But like I wanted to hear them tell me what was in it. And she said she didn't know. And I said, well, I would like to know what's in it. And she said, it's a vaccine. It's okay. It's good for you, whatever. And so I was like, well, I think it's scary that you don't know what it is and it's in your body. And I think it's scary that I asked what's in it and you think that that's unreal, you know? And it's just crazy. And so, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I know that a lot of this end times prophecy is really starting to come together. And, you know, I mean, it's hard, it's getting to the point where it's hard to deny. And so you could say that there's only two possibilities, right? Uh, it's a prophecy happening, or these people are doing this on purpose, right? And even if they're doing it on purpose, it's fulfilling prophecy, right? And so, I mean, we're really running out of things to be true other than start, reading as much as you can. And starting to understand. I wouldn't say lean on your own understanding, but get your own understanding of what's going on. And there's like a couple channels in here you could go to learn about, prophecy and learn about like, the Bible, right? You can go to Level Up channel, or you could go see Shepherd's Voice. I don't know if she's in here. You can see some of these channels that like, where you can learn. And I know that, Hannah knows the Bible pretty good. I don't know if she teaches like on YouTube, but I know that she said things to me that like things I should have already known, about how to act or how to feel, about things. And so she's been a good counselor to me. But there's a lot of people in here that can help. And then there's other channels too. I like Pillar of Truth Church. I think I mean, nobody's 100% that I trust 100%, right? And I don't think that we're going to find that out there. But I like Pillar of Truth Church. I mean, I like watching if for a mainstream guy. I mean, I guess Dr. Gene Kim is okay. I mean, but it doesn't mean that I agree with their theology. It just means that like what they're teaching, I can gain an understanding of it, and sometimes I don't even understand it the same way they do. It's just the way they explain it. I can base what I already know about from reading. You know what I mean? Look at it from a different perspective. Sometimes it helps. But anyway, guys, if I don't have this under 40 minutes, then nobody will click on it. And I'm back down to 80 clicks again, 80 to 100 clicks, and I think that that's good because, all the extra eyes on it uh, was something that I didn't like. And I did like the extra eyes on it. I just didn't like some of the intent. You can almost feel some of the intent. Like, even right now, I'm a little uneasy about some things. But it's just being human. And, I'm not better than anybody else. Yeah, I mean, really, at this point, we really should each other, you know? And yeah, look, I get it. Look, I stick up for some people that are really hard to stick up for, you know? I get that. But I think about it like this, right? Yeah, okay, I could drop that person and it just would be easy for me, right? Or 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 I could defend these people because who else is going to do it? And so I'm not going to let somebody, destroy my friends the way, I was being destroyed and picked apart, recently. It's just, there used to be a time when you stood up for your friends, And so, and I'll tell you what, there's people in this chat that have been so loyal to me, like in situations where it did not benefit them at all, and they toughed it out to be there for me, and got nothing out of it, And so there are people that I'm going to show a lot of grace to, probably more than other people, and that's just because I'm a human being, I mean, if someone's there for me, yeah, I might be there for them a little bit more, you know? And it's not about picking one person over the other. It's just about, like, hey, look, yeah, maybe I have a person in my chat that's hard to defend, right? But at least that person's not trying to control my life, And so, yeah, exactly. I try not to trust my own thoughts at all. In fact, hey, Sasquatch, I'm better off not thinking at all sometimes, And it's always better to just to just trust that, hey, this Bible is true, and God's interpretation of it is what I trust. And if I'm able to gain some understanding of it, hey, that's great. I'll read as much as I can to have it in my brain, But in reality, I only trust God's opinion of it, And so wherever we are in the Bible, uh, and I'm open to even some not crazy ideas, but some far fetched stuff. Let's run it through the Bible and test it, right? Like we have the truth, right? So if we can agree that the Bible is true, right, then we could run whatever theory you have, right? We can have a show and we can run it through with some scripture, And so, and there's ways to like spot the spirit of what people are trying to do. If people are trying to trap you with scriptures where you can only answer it one way, you know, uh, there's things to look out for, is what I'm saying. And God has given me like a sense to like know um, uh, when something is trying to trap me, And I don't know what. It's not really an intelligence kind of thing. It's just kind of like a step ahead kind of thing, maybe quicker witted at the time or something, But God has been very good to me, and God has protected me, and God has gotten me through. You know, I'm not used to having enemies because I'm nice to everybody, and so um, God has gotten me through this with me having a perfect peace, And all I want is for everybody to make it, right? I want everybody to make it. I want everybody to submit to God and live in a godly way, and and to love God, and for God to love them, for everyone to make it to heaven. That's what I want, right? That's what I want for my enemy, um, and that's what I want for myself, and that's what I want for my family. That's what I want for you guys. And if anybody has ever done me wrong ever in my life, I forgive them. Like I forgive them. And some bad things have happened to me. Like, I know that I don't ever really complain. I'm not really a victim type person, right? I, I, I don't mind saying what I'm struggling with, but, I try to be an overcomer, to be an example. And there's nothing wrong with talking about your struggles. I'm not saying that. I want to hear about your struggles, but there's a way of looking at it to where you're in control, and where you can let God into the picture, And we're all better off when we let God do God's part, and we get out of the way. Thanks for coming. I'll see you later. I get to see Duffy, so I'm lucky. That's a wonderful lady. But yeah, I just yeah, and yeah, it's like, but we're at a point now where even right, give us traps to step in, right? Like we're at a point now where it's very, very, we're in the minority, big time, to be a full truther and be a Christian. Uh, it's almost like Noah and the ark. Like we can't. No one is being convinced to get in the boat. We're telling them get in the boat, and they look at us like we're crazy. And so I definitely can. It's not exactly like what Noah was going through. That was probably like way more extreme, right? But I can relate to how he's feeling now. And so yeah, I think we get energy from yes. I mean, I mean, God is in control of every detail of everything. I mean, just creation itself is so amazing because everything has a way that it behaves, right? Like every piece of iron on Earth behaves like iron. There's information in every different thing, right? So if creation is that complicated, think about how complicated we are and our thoughts and our consciousness. I mean, whatever created us, right, is amazing, right? And now I don't have to wonder whatever, right? Now I know what created me, right? Now I know who my Lord and Savior is, right? Because I dug down all those rabbit holes, right? And so I want to say this, um, uh, Jesus came down and um, we had a punishment coming for our sin, and Jesus came and absorbed our punishment, ascended to heaven on his own authority. God took his own wrath upon himself to fulfill a punishment that we had to keep himself holy and to make us clean to be with him. And I think that's beautiful. And if we believe that, we will be saved. So Romans 10:9, if I didn't explain it, um, well, I stumble on it because just of what it is and what it means. And so I just want to say that. Well, anyway, guys, I love you guys. Be good. And, you know, have a great day and praise Jesus for his sacrifice and his grace. See you tomorrow.